Mr. Leto, I'm not in your suicide movie, Mr. Leto. Wait, where am I? What the hell? What the? Ah, come on! Hello?
Hello, Michael. I want to play a game.
No!
Michael Rowe. You may not know me, but I know you. You are, after all, the very reason microtransactions exist in $60 games to begin with. Before you is an electronic device that can only be activated when a certain amount of pressure is placed on a plate.
Wait, is that just a phone?
Through that hole.
Holy shit. Oh man, it's got his contact information. Didn't even know they made a Pornhub app. Christ. Okay, I'm just gonna call for help. I'm gonna.
No, that's not the point of what we're doing here.
I'm just gonna call.
My
fingers. I need my fingers. Ah. Damn you.
That's not how the game works. Have you no respect? This is to listen to the rules, not call for help. That undermines the whole point of it. This isn't a game, Shark. Have you no respect for the craftsmanship, for the artistry of what I've laid before you? We're in a hole in the ground, for God's sake. It took me 3 minutes to make this video, and you won't even sit there and watch it.
Well, I mean, what is this about? I'm not anybody important. I don't even know why I'm here.
Oh, you want to know why this is happening to you, do you, Michael?
Yes, I do.
Well, Michael, let me explain. Let me ask you something. Does the phrase Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2 mean anything to you?
Is this about Mr. Leto's chihuahuas?
It's not about any chihuahua, Michael, although I know all about that, you mucky puppy. How about Overwatch? Does that ring a bell?
Like the porn?
No, not like the porn parody, like the game. Although, you sure treated it like sultry, dirty prostitution, didn't you? How about Deus Ex Mankind Divided? J'accuse? Does that mean anything to you?
I don't even know what language you're speaking.
I'm speaking the language of corporate greed, the type of corporate greed you know all about, Michael Rowe. Oh yes, I'm talking about fee-to-pay elements. I'm talking about $60 games that charge for extra little bits of DLC. The kind of DLC you executive garbage had a hand in producing. You ruined 3 of my favourite games this year, and now we are about to play a game of our own.
What are you gonna do to me?
Well, despite feigning innocence, you know all about microtransactions, and we are going to make you pay a few of your own.
No.
Oh yes, you'll notice you are expertly handcuffed to this table, with no way of escaping. You'll starve to death in here unless you pay the piper.
What do you mean?
Oh, you'll notice there's a little hole on the table. Have you seen that? Just down there.
It's not for my cock.
No. It is right by your winky, but 'tis no glory hole. 'Tis more of a gory hole.
Oh, God.
That was a good one though, right? Yeah, definitely a good one. Oh yes. What you're going to do is you're going to cut off each of your fingers.
What?
When deposited in the hole,
What?
they will land on a scale, and when the right amount of flesh has been paid,
What?
this box will open via a digital switch, allowing you to reach inside, get the key, unlock the cuffs, and go on your merry way. Now let's see if you can make your choice. Live or die.
But,
And thank God for me.
Hi, Jim Sterling here. Not
Jimsaw, that's a completely different person. I'm a different boy. I'm here just to interject with a video game recommendation for you, just in case there are some horror games that you may not have thought of this Halloween that you can play, and in your own time after you've watched this great film. So let's kick off with Lone Survivor, which is a Jimquisition Game of the Year award winner, so you know that shit's legit. Lone Survivor is the best Silent Hill game we've had in years and years and years. It's not officially a Silent Hill game, but its developer Jasper Byrne is a huge Silent Hill fan, and you can see that in this game. This post-apocalyptic, I guess you could call it, game about a guy who's not got a massive grin on his face, that's a face mask, going on a 2D adventure through this deserted city, these streets roaming with horrible faceless mutants. There's an interesting take on stealth as you use the backgrounds to hide from the monsters that patrol the dank alleyways and dirty roads, and it's all tied in with this story about the main character's psychological breakdown, more or less. You actually get a psych report at the end, similar to the Silent Hill games when they were actually brilliant. Your actions throughout the game subtly determine how you're evaluated. It has a gorgeous soundtrack, really good atmospheric visuals. The monster designs are vague, but creepy because of just how nondescript they are. I hate it when games are described as a love letter to anything, but this truly is a labour of love that showcases Byrne's adoration and respect for the Silent Hill series. And in a world where Konami won't show the series any respect because Konami is Konami and Konami is the worst, it is through unofficial sources that we get the Silent Hill love we truly, truly crave. And that's Lone Survivor, the best Silent Hill game to have been released in years, even though it's not a Silent Hill game. Although Jasper Byrne did work on the Silent Hill remake. Shouty Mound, I think it was called. It wasn't called Shouty Mound. It's a funny name though. But Lone Survivor gets one of my highest recommendations ever. Of all time. So do check it out, cause it's really, really good. Let's check in with what Jimsaw and the gang are up to, shall we?
Grandma? Are we at Grandma's house yet?
Michael.
Are we at Grandma's house yet?
Oh, Michael.
Put my shoes on.
Michael!
Ah!
Is it just me, or are you not taking any of this seriously?
Well, I'm not gonna cut my fingers off.
But
man.
it's the only way you get out. Like, that's the point of the game. Like, it's an ironic trap.
But I don't want to cut my fingers off.
Right, but you have to, otherwise you can't get out.
Well, no, I'm not gonna cut my fingers off. This is ridiculous.
No one questions this in the films. Okay? Right? It's such a simple game. Cut off your fingers, put them in the hole, open the box key, get out. And then you've learned a lesson. You see, it's a teaching moment.
How am I learning a lesson?
Well, then you know not to put microtransactions in $60 games anymore. That's how this works.
If you care about it so much, why don't we cut some of your fingers off?
I don't want to cut my fingers off.
Well, neither
what are you
do
talking
I.
about?
That's why I'm not going to
I'm not the one handcuffed to a table, genius. It's your job to cut your fingers off.
But I'm the one who's got the saw.
I mean, someone's getting their fingers chopped off tonight,
Yes,
okay?
I'm saying it should be you.
I mean, I've got an assistant called Chip. We can cut his fingers off. But you're going to have to do it.
Well, okay, yeah, I'll cut Chip's fingers off, sure.
Chip! Oh, Chip! He's coming. He's not coming.
Do you want the saw?
Chip!
This is bullshit.
Your number one Boglin boy, Jim Sterling, is back with another video game recommendation for your Halloween season, and it's going to be maybe a controversial one for Silent Hill fans, if only for the fact that years after my review of it on Destructoid, a site I haven't frequented for a long time, I got a private message through Destructoid's PM server very recently slagging me off for liking it, and it's Silent Hill Downpour. I was very skeptical of this game when I first played it. I played it at E3, it gave me a very bad first Jimpression, but
Further gameplay revealed to me a great game once you scrape away the issues. It's a contentious game. It's been criticised a lot for the reasons that it deserves. The monster design is not very good, and there are issues with combat. Some of the combat sequences are just maddening. But if you can scrape away its problems, you get a stylishly presented, well-written horror game that is the closest to a Silent Hill game we've gotten officially since the Team Silent days. As escaped convict Murphy Pendleton, though the escape wasn't exactly his choice, you explore Silent Hill and uncover the truth not just about what's going on with various characters and mysteries within the town itself, but Pendleton's own past. Usually the games determine the future of the character. This one actually determines the past. What kind of man Pendleton actually was. Was he a stone-cold killer? Was he an innocent man driven to bad things? Or was he completely innocent of all wrongdoing? You make that decision as you go through the game and decide whether or not forgiveness is important to you, whether or not letting go is important, or revenge is more important than anything else. There are some loose plot threads that never go anywhere. The DJ that's forced to play music in Silent Hill. Great idea, but a concept they never really explored. But otherwise, I mean, I really like this one. Yeah, the monsters are a bit nothing. They're just spooky people, but they can still be a little bit intimidating, and the atmosphere, the design of the town itself is great. There's this vague, sort of very underdone, but it's there, Zelda-esque design to the town. Places where you can't go until you get things, and then you can get to inaccessible areas. And little houses you can pop into that have their own tiny little stories inside, and you can solve the mysteries of those houses. There's a lot of little extra touches, and a lot of love that went into this game, and some great set pieces. I feel like the devs really do love Silent Hill, and did their best with what they had, and that's why this gets a recommendation. If you've not played Downpour, if you've heard bad things about it, you can get it for peanuts now, and it's worth that for the risk, you know, just to see if you like it or not. I do really like it, and I wish more people could like it too, but they don't, so what can you do?
Okay, well, I couldn't find him, but I did get us some water. It's in... Oh, what in the name of Satan, Scrotum? Come on!
What were you gonna do to me?
What are you doing, messing with my stuff?
What
Don't
is
worry
all
about
this
any
stuff?
of... That's just my corner of menacing implements. It's mise-en-scène.
But most of them glow in the dark.
Don't worry about that. You're asking a lot of questions. And the only question you should be asking is, how many fingers do I need to chop off, Jim? Jimsaw, that's my name. How many fingers should I be chopping off to escape? Which I notice you've already done. How are you out of your restraints? Why are you not in your chair? Why can't you just stay in your chair and play the games the way they're supposed to be played?
Look, first of all, this is a dildo bat. Secondly, these are dollar store handcuffs. I mean, it is not even real metal.
Cost me $1.
This was barely nailed into the desk. This box doesn't even have a lock. I don't even think the scale works, and you gave me a hacksaw. I could have sawed my way. Give me a finger. That's it. I'm taking one of your fingers. This is messed up.
I have to say, Michael, I think this is very hurtful. After all the effort I went to, after all the expense. You know, the economy hits everyone. You may laugh at dollar store handcuffs, but $1 goes a long way in some parts of the world. I just want to know what your big problem is. Why can't you just accept that some people, when they do bad things, end up in ironic death traps and just follow the rules? And then be rehabilitated. That's the point of the whole thing. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do that one? Why can't you accept your punishment?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know about your garden.
Enough of your lies. Michael Rowe, enough of your lies. I know all about you. You think you're clever. You think you fooled me, but you're fooling nobody. You see, I've kept my eye on you for quite some time. I know that you're an executive at a multinational corporation. I've known about you for some time, your address, where you live, who you live with, your car. Oh, this is good. You thought your car was broken into by foxes the other week, but it wasn't.
What?
It wasn't foxes. Planting the fox urine was a difficult and erotic task, but I did it. All to fool you so that I could root around and get the evidence I needed for my game. You see, I rooted around in your car and what did I find? Stuffed down the side, along with the long unused condoms. Receipts. Receipts for transactions made by a Michael Rowe. Or should I call you what your wife calls you? Mike Rowe. Transactions. Left there as little clues for me. And I found them. And I know you. Mike Rowe with his transactions. The inventor of fee to pay.
You're sick, man. You're sick.
Oh, I'm sick, all right. I'm sick of this disease that courses through my body. I'm sick of a world in which it's considered okay to spend $60 on a game and then pay microtransactions on top. Michael Rowe. I'm a very sick man indeed. You might say, dying. You're probably wondering, in fact, how the nefarious Jimsaw escaped reported death last year.
No, I'm not. I'm good.
Well, let me tell you.
No.
It was to be the perfect game. The head of Microsoft's Xbox division, trapped in a device that would drown him slowly in Mountain Dew unless he walked barefoot across a sea of sharp, slicing Doritos cheese-flavored. But it all went wrong. I was betrayed, tricked, and trapped in my own game. And there I stayed, alone, in the dark. Nothing but toxic green Mountain Dew, poison to drink, and Doritos, flavor blasted for my displeasure. Have you any idea the toll that takes on a man, Michael? Subsisting on nothing but Mountain Dew and Doritos. Hot, boiling, well, room temperature game fuel. Infesting my system. 3 days I was down there in the pitch black, Michael. 3 days with nothing but corn and whatever it is they make Mountain Dew out of, I don't know. It was disgusting. I thought all was lost until I remembered that there was a switch on the inside of the garage that would open the door so I could just walk out. But by that time, the damage was done. Oh yes, Michael, I am a sick man. A dying man. I had consumed so much Mountain Dew that I contracted a rare and deadly illness known only as deathly dew dependence. I must keep a steady stream of Mountain Dew in my veins at all times, lest my immune system simply give up. 'Tis an addiction of most destructive properties, for in time it will simply kill me. Because Mountain Dew is gross. But it's given me an appreciation for life, Michael. An appreciation for something more important than life. Video games. I have performed many games, run many tests, in order to give others that same appreciation. And it all culminates tonight, Michael. With you.
You do realize you're insane. None of this makes any sense, man.
Insane.
You've lost it.
Insane? The world will think me a genius when they find out what I've done to the legendary, corrupt executive Michael Rowe.
I am not the Mike Rowe you're looking for, and even if I was, you can't stick people in holes. for that.
Receipts! Microtransactions! Receipts!
This isn't. My name is Mike Rowe. This is a transaction for when I bought the Overwatch, the XXX porn parody. You know, they really should have called that Oversnatch.
They did.
What?
Yeah, it's called Oversnatch. Everyone thought it should have been called Overcrotch.
Oh, no, yeah, that's
Yeah.
good too.
They called it Oversnatch, but then they also still added the XXX porn parody bit.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
in case you really had to know. In case the letter Ocean's tits wasn't a big enough clue.
Her name's Ocean. I thought it was Ocean. I'd never heard anybody say it before. Now, you know, it's funny, you know, you just don't know how a word is pronounced until you hear it. But no, the point is, this is ridiculous. I'm not this Mike Rowe guy that you're looking for, and even if I was, you do realize how ridiculous this is, right?
No, but microtransaction, it was already clever, it was...
No, I'm not even the micro. Even if I was the micro you're looking for. This is fucked up.
Shit. What? No, wait, you see the... Of course it's ridiculous, of course, that was the point. You see, you think you were in a trap where you had to chop your fingers off, but you were actually part of a big social experiment. It was just a prank, bro, it was just a prank. And one with a very clear moral.
You know, kids, we have a lot of fun here on the Jimsaw Halloween special.
But we really are here to make a very important point. You see, everything we've done here is indeed ridiculous. It is ridiculous and a little bit silly when we get violent urges about things in video games we don't like. Video games are important, they're art, they're to be treasured. Hell, I get angry about video games all the time, but I'm not going to go threaten to kill anybody, am I? So that's really what I want us to take away from this, and from Halloween in general, is to, yes, keep that passion, that righteous indignation. Absolutely. And thank God for me. Ah!
Hit the lever!
You know, I just wanted an easy way to play Silent Hill 3 this Halloween. Just an easy way to do it without hooking up old systems or anything. I had the disc of the Silent Hill HD collection. I know it's an inferior version of the game, but I thought I'd give it a go just to get a little bit of spooky nostalgia going, but popped it into the Xbox One because I'm thinking, woohoo! Xbox One games have Xbox 360 backwards compatibility for most of them, so this will be a great treat. And not a trick, but it was a trick, and not a treat because I put it in and it said, sorry, we can't read this disc, go over here and look at the list of compatible games. And of course, Konami didn't make the Silent Hill HD game backwards compatible because fuck Konami. This is an incredibly personal tale. This isn't a case of Konami doing anything particularly egregious, not compared to the shit they normally pull that we look at. But I'm annoyed, and too lazy to hook up old systems because, frankly, I'm not a caveman, okay, Konami? Alright? Okay? And it's not like you're ashamed of it or anything, or you're incapable, because it's on PlayStation Now, which I tried to play as well. I tried a free trial of PlayStation Now, but I live in Mississippi with its bumblefuck internet connection, so when someone else is watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I can't fucking play it. Fuck you, Konami, you ass ring. Oh, a video game recommendation. I don't know. The Suffering on PS2? I remember it being good. It's probably not held up very well, but that was pretty good. Had spooky monsters in it, and a doctor who I think was inspired by Jeffrey Combs, maybe. I don't know. But he was spooky. He reminded me of the Doctor in House on Haunted Hill, the remake, that was much maligned, but I have a fondness. Fuck you, Konami.
Ah! Ah! It's another Halloween rant. What is this? Business card? Yeah, wonderful, thank you. Another Halloween fucking ruin to do my best. Work really hard. You know, go up and down this fucking ladder. Fat as I am, God, at least I burned a few calories, I guess, that's something. Happy Halloween, Jim, fucking, I mean, Jimsaw. Look, why I bother? Every year the same, every year the bloody same.
Double secret President Wesker. It's Agent Rowe.
Just me and the man do again tonight, I suppose.
Operation Trojan Horse Armor was a success. He had the last one. No, I'm afraid he's completely addled by Mountain Dew and Saw movies, but the merchandise is mine.
My Boglins, my precious milky Boglins, who did the... Wait, you. Who are you? But how? No.
Or should I say, yours?
No! I researched him perfectly. No! 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 No!
Thank you, Mr. Rowe. You performed your services adequately.
No! 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 No!
Have the merchandise thoroughly scrubbed and sent along to my private chambers.
Oh, he hung up. Oh, well.
At last, I shall become the #1 Boglin boy.